Typically of REM, we couldn't come up with a title. It was the last thing, and I went on vacation to Italy, and I told Peter and Mike to choose the title, make it a lyric or make it a title of one of the songs, whatever I would be okay with.
Well, we wrote a lot of songs for this record, and while working on the record, it just seemed the songs that I felt were at the heart of the record, that were the most meaningful to us, were the kind of more reflective things.
Each song, I think, has a lot of meanings and a lot of depth to it, maybe more than even for typical REM. It feels like, because we chose to present songs that were a certain meditative type of song, and because of the world that we're living in right now and the things that have influenced the lyric and the music.
Well, yeah, each record is different, but with this one, with Around the Sun, I really wanted the songs to have a lot of space, a lot of room to breathe. Most of them are very emotional songs. So I was trying to not overplay, to leave a lot of room for the vocal to be up front, for everyone to hear what the lyrics are about.
It would be hard to say that one song captures what the entire record is about. Around the Sun, to me, captures an idea of hope, which, try as I might, I can't write a song without some element of hope in it. I'm a hopeful person. I'm an optimistic person. My glass is always half full. And so I think it's a great song to finish the record with, because it does provide, the idea that we can rise above the confusion of the world. We can rise above ourselves. We can move on to a better place. And I'm not talking about heaven. I'm talking about a better place in this life.
Well, because we're doing the Vote for Change, I guess I assumed there'd be a few questions, but outside of the United States, pretty much all of the questions have been about politics. I think that people that don't live in the United States can't really understand what's going on over there. I'm not saying that I understand what's going on in America either, but people are really curious. The question I get most is, how, with the war as disastrous as it is, how could people in America be considering voting for George Bush? I don't know.
The idea of terrorism, the idea of the aftermath of September 11th has had, of course, a profound emotional impact on the entire country. I think that we're maybe a good voice from the U.S. to present the other side that you might not be seeing through the media. I think the U.S. must look like a very scary place right now from outside, because the media have not, I think, done their job of presenting the entire picture.
I love touring, but there are times when it's appropriate and times when it's not. And it feels really good now to be out playing. There was a period in the early 90s when we didn't tour that much. But, it's just the ebb and flow of the band. It's just the way it works.
Music is, for me, the most emotional medium. And that's a personal thing. As a music fan, I go to music for epiphany. I go to music for liberation and freedom. I go to music to find out about myself.
Well, I miss Bill as a friend. I don't really get a chance to see him much anymore, just because he's on his farm and I don't live near him. But Bill was you could tell he didn't want to be doing it the last couple of years he did it, and it was great for him to decide to go, but I still consider him to be a friend.
24 years ago, when we started the band, we never intended to make records. The only reason that we ever made a record in the first place was because the clubs that we wanted to play in would not book us if we didn't have a record. So we made a record, and then we got a record deal, and then we started making more records, and I never expected 24 years later that I would still be doing this.